Good afternoon. Today is the 18th of August and this is a preview of Baron's Classic Car Auction's 25th anniversary sale, which happens later this month. I do apologise for the noise in the background. There are sort of units around here. There's lots of boat building and things going on down here at Marchwood near Southampton. Got a very full catalogue. I can see lots of cars here. Not all of them here are actually in the auction, and not all of them on the listings online are actually here. Just a sort of warning in advance. I do apologise if I fall over, if I get things wrong, if there's wind noise, just the way that it goes on this channel. We'll start off with lot, I think this is lot 143. It is a 1996 Volvo 960 CD estate with a 3-litre white block engine, and it's an amazing colour. Estimate of this is between £1,750 and £3,000. We haven't got my favourite wheels for a 960 on this. The 960 that I drove back in 2019 had my favourite wheels for a 960. To see if it's open. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. This one's not. This is an auto, most of them are automatic. Manuals are very rare. This is the 3-litre CD version, which is a straight 6 famous white block engine. 5 and 6 cylinder. There's also a 4-cylinder in the S40 that was introduced around that time. I've had 2 cars with the 5-cylinder white block actually, and I like it, but I like this even more. They handle really, really well, these cars. I can't believe actually they're as cheap as they are. I mean, it's really no money at all in my opinion for something like this, but there we go. Next to it we've got this Oldsmobile. I think this was here last month actually. Sometimes the cars do go into multiple auctions. It's lot number 103, Oldsmobile Custom Cruiser. So it's 73 on an L. Big, massive car. I mean, look, it's actually bigger than this 960. 960 is not small, and it's much bigger than the 960. It just goes on forever. Whether you like this kind of patina on your cars, up to you really. Let's see if this one's open actually. Oh, it is. Right, we'll just move around here carefully. Just not smash into the Volvo. Just put my knee there so we can get it. There we go. Look at this. Blue, velour, carpets, all sorts of lovely stuff. Despite the paint, I'll just close that later. Despite the paint being, you know, a bit sort of rough, it's pretty solid to me. Yeah, I mean, where on earth do you see these? Apart from like an American car show, where do you see stuff like this? Got a roof rack as well. Next, 1969 Triumph TR6. This estimate between £14,000 and £17,000. This looks pretty good, to be honest. Biscuit coloured leather interior. It's not quite a beige one, but that's okay. Got some wood as well. Quite early for one of these. First year of production for the TR6. Very nice colour. Keep seeing lots of these at shows actually, and I sort of wonder, you know, if they're any good. Maybe I'll get hold of one these days for review. Next, number 137, 2002 Maserati 4200 Cambio Corsa. Estimate between £11,000 and £13,000. Ooh, viewers, now that is very nice. Yes. Beige leather interior and dark blue. I would like some wood possibly, but there we go. I can't say I know too much about these Maseratis. The earlier ones, of course, had the boomerang rear lights. This is a bit of a later one. But yeah, that's quite tasty actually. I do like that. Next, Ford Mondeo ST220 2006 late Mark III. These are definitely going up in value. I think we've seen this one before, and it has got a very nice interior. It's got a bit of light sort of cream leather on the seats. 6-speed manual, originally supplied by maybe Ford themselves or something because of the Essex plate, but obviously sold through the Ford network as a used car as well. Yeah, Essex plate. Don't know if definitely supplied by Ford originally, might have been. Very nice. Very appropriate colour as well. So we have this Saab 900. It's quite a late for the original generation 900. It's a 1993. It's not a turbo. It's a 2.1 litre. Rare engine in this country. 16 valve injection, and it is dark green with a biscuit leather interior. It's an auto. So yeah, no reserve actually on this. It looks a little bit rough around some of the edges. I can see there's rust on front wings and things. Interestingly, this has got a local plate to the area. It's originally registered actually round here, AA. It says here it was originally on the Isle of Man, and it's actually been imported over here. This is it's quite a confusing history. It was actually registered in Sydney originally, but it was imported over here. Someone lived in the Isle of Man. How do I put this? This is an ultra low emission zone survivor car. The current resident, I think, has been using it in London or something. So yes, minor rust, bottom door sill, bonnet edge, around the rear light here, there's a bit of rust there. Hood was replaced after purchase, very good condition, leather seats. Windscreen needs replacing, yeah, I can see that. MOT mentioned rear tyres cracked, oil leak, radio needs fixing. Front wipers in the box, had a different setting. Original service book back to 2001. Yeah. We're going to have to keep doing videos on this ultra emission zone stuff views because it is a bit of a pain. That's a very nice car indeed, I quite like that. Lot number 136, 1999 Porsche 911 Carrera Tiptronic S Convertible. Does this have a beige leather interior, viewers? No, for the third time it's actually a biscuit interior in this. This is only estimated at between £12,000 and £14,000, which for one of these is quite low. Private plate on this. I'll see actually if in the listing if that private plate comes with the car. Doesn't say actually, that's interesting. It is 97,000 miles, I think. GT3 front bumper, GT3 wheels, and a GT3 rear bumper. That's interesting. It's not, I wouldn't say I know an awful lot about these, to be honest. Yes, what I do know is actually that's not an awful lot of money, even for one of these 996s. 1967-68 Jaguar 340. This was the sort of last incarnation of what was originally called the Mark II. Now, for some reason, it's down as a 69, but it's got a 68 plate on it. It's not open. The way you can tell immediately, actually, from the front is with the bumper, and also at the back it says 340 and not Mark II, which is what it does say. It's not the sort of best example I've seen. I mean, you can see just there we've got things going on with the front arch. This is quite a recent entrant. Lot number was I'll have to look that up in a moment. But yeah, it's quite nice. I think there's another one of these around here somewhere as well. But we'll go on to the next car. So the Jaguar is lot 118. This is lot 141. 2002 BMW 39 525 SE. This seems to have been here a few times before. I don't know why. Certainly a specification is good. It's a manual, this one. Facelift with the angel eye headlamps and things like that. Estimate is between £3,000 and £4,000. Certainly make a sort of decent little daily modern classic, actually. Again, I think we've seen this one before. 2000 Mercedes-Benz. These were W210 E-classes. This is an E240 Avantgarde. 2250 to 2750. It's only done 79,000 miles. Oh, it's got some wood as well. Not leather interior, but it doesn't really matter, does it? The condition of this is quite good. It could do with, I don't know, maybe just a little refurb or something, but you know, that's at a price. I don't think you really care too much about that. That's it's very nice as well. And we've got number 105, 1951 Rover 75 P4 Cyclops. This one's up for restoration, estimates between £3,000 and £4,000. Very early P4 with that headlamp in the middle and trafficators. We'll see if this one's open. There we go, seats are all covered up and no brakes. Yeah, I think it's time for some restoration, viewers. The doors on this I think are Burma bright, like they would have been on the Land Rovers and things at the time. I've only ever driven a Rover 100, not a 75. It was a lot later than this, it was 61. But yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? Also about the same sort of price is this 2001 Volkswagen Golf V5, a Mark IV, only done 63,000 miles again. I think we've seen this before. Estimate between 3,000 and 4,000. Actually, these Mark IVs, for nice ones like this, are starting to go up in value a little bit. You try finding another one that's in this sort of condition. So this Audi TT is a 2002, the 1.8 Quattro with a 225 horsepower engine. This was being reduced from last time. Estimates between £900 and £1,500. And although the mileage on this is quite high, and I'm not so keen on the wheels myself, you can just get some standard TT alloys if you want. I don't think that's a lot of money for one of these, and I think they do have some classic appeal as well. It's a 1998 facelifted Cherokee XJ4 litre limited in this sort of, it looks like a purple colour this. The mileage on this is 92,000, pearl blue metallic it's called. Now I wish it was a beige leather interior views, but we've actually got, I actually don't know, is that more a biscuit or a beige one? Actually on camera it looks beige, so we'll go with that. This looks pretty nice. These XJs are starting to be worth some serious money actually. Having driven one of these, this belonged to Mr. Coleman, Rubbish Mechanic, they are pretty nice. That's actually in really quite nice condition, but just spotted something next to it views, what I think is you know, even more up my street. This is a really early R107 type Mercedes-Benz SL. It's a 450 SL. You can see that you've got bits to do to this. There is a little bit of corrosion on this side, but it's been in the garage for over 30 years. Typical kind of early 70s interior, isn't it? Really kind of full of this red, quite austere looking, but that's the way Mercedes-Benz always were. It's being sold with this private plate on it. We're just having a little go of the engine of it, because I don't think it's been started for quite some time. They've got it running, I think. Fuel is not being pumped from the tank, so there's a bit of work to do on this. Estimate is between, I think, 23 and £30,000 for this, just because it's actually been stored for such a long time. One of the favourite cars I had for July sale, obviously we're with the August sale now, was this 1972 Aston Martin DBS V8 Auto. I love the fact this has got the correct wheels on it. I love the fact that it looks like the car from the Persuaders. It's not quite, that's a different colour and everything like that, but it looks a bit like that. I think that was a manual and this is an auto. So we'll see if we get inside. Ooh, the door is really heavy on this actually. Look at that. You can sit there and pretend that you're Roger Moore in the south of France. Oh, the smell is really nice as well actually. Estimate between £48,000 and £53,000. It's a bit too much for me, viewers, but you know, maybe one day we'll have some money to buy something like this. Lot number 116, 1997 BMW 840 Ci automatic, silver with a black leather interior. No reserve. Wow. Someone's feeling optimistic, clearly. Look at all that. Look at all this technology. You know, back the days before touchscreens, you've got all these buttons and things. yeah, these are starting to have a real sort of resurgence in the classic car world. And got pop-up headlamps and everything as well. Very nice. 1952 Sunbeam Talbot 90 Mark II. This is estimated between £5,000 and £6,500, which to me seems quite cheap for something like this. It says it's got 16,700 miles in there. But who knows, it could have been round the clock at some stage. It's a very old car, this. Yeah, 71 years old. And it looks great, doesn't it? 1979 Volkswagen Beetle by Carbon Cabriolet. Very late for one of these. The colour is a brighter yellow than it looks actually on camera. It's more like a sort of primrose yellow on camera, but it's a bright yellow. This is quite late for one of these actually. They started to move production to I think places like South America exclusively soon after this was made. So it's between £13,500 and £16,000. It's got fuel ejection. That's very advanced, isn't it, for back in the day for a Beetle? Yeah, it looks immaculate actually, this. I'm quite surprised that this 1951 MG TD, that I think we might have actually seen before, is the only MG in their 25th anniversary sale this month. Usually they have a lot more of them, but you know, it just depends what comes in, doesn't it? There's the X-Pag engine in there, 1250cc. This one is estimated between £14,000 and £17,000. So similar money to the Beetle. I mean, what would you choose for you? Is the MG TD or the Beetle? That's a difficult choice, isn't it? 1954 Triumph TR2. I think again we've seen this before. Looks remarkably just sort of ready to go. It's not perfect by any means, but body looks pretty good, just in need of a little bit of a clean. I mean, they're cleaning these all the time in preparation for the sale, which actually will be happening next week at the time of recording, although you'll see this a lot closer to the actual day. Wire wheels and you know, this sort of red interior. Yeah, very nice. So our old friends here, I think we've seen this 1970 Volkswagen Combi Samba probably more times than anything else. I don't know what this is still doing here, to be honest, viewers. The estimate at this time is it's between £17,000 and £25,000. It's not original with his bodywork. It's like a sort of replica type thing. It's on a new engine. It's a little renovation work. Very late for a splitty. I think one of the very last on a 70 plate. This one is. But yeah, looks very nice. I mean, normally these are far more expensive than this, aren't they? 1998 Mercedes R129 SL 320 Auto. So quite late for one of these. I think finished in 2001. I know it's only the 320, but it looks very nice. It's got sort of every conceivable extra on this as well. It's got climate control and cruise control and all sorts of things. Estimates between £8,000 and £10,000. That looks like a really nice one actually. So this is a 2007, although it's on key plates, Westfield SEIW. I don't think I've ever seen a Westfield at Barron's before actually. And this one's been used in competition. You're going to tell by some stickers and whatever, and you know, that kind of thing. But actually, it looks pretty good. It's not really my sort of thing, this, but some of you might find that fun. Estimates between £8,000 and £10,000. Lot number 115. 1963 Ford Consul Classic, or Consul 315 as it's sometimes known. This was Ford of Europe's, I think, shortest lived car. They only made them until about 1963, so this is quite a late one. The styling is very reminiscent of late 50s Lincolns, obviously on a much smaller scale. Estimate between £4,000 and £5,500. This is actually an automatic one. Yep, there we go. There's the automatic transmission readout there. It's not perfect or anything. It's got an MOT, which is good. We've got some seat belts and things in here. It's just so typical of this kind of era of car. I think the high cost of making one of these, and also the fact that the styling data so quickly was responsible for them replacing this with the Corsair. But you know, it's wonderful to see one of them that's survived this long. Very kind of unmolested and looking, it's got some patina on it. Amazing, isn't it? 1994 TVR Chimera 400, early Chimera this one. Those are Ford Fiesta Mark III rear lights, aren't they? For those of you who've maybe been watching the slightly Shambolic shuffles for some time, will know that I'm quite fond of TVR interiors. This is a particularly nice one. Beige leather interior with wood and green carpet on a green car. I mean, that's pretty nice in my opinion. Wheels look good as well. Love the colour, particularly shiny in here under the lamps. Estimate between £8,500 and £10,000. 1990 BMW 320i convertible, an E30. I've not seen a 320i convertible for quite some time. Normally I see 325s that shows. This one does need some work. I mean, we can see straight away, but it does need a bit of attention there. The interior is not a leather one, it's a cloth one. But actually, it looks pretty good, to be honest, for the year of the car. We've got tape storage down there as well. I love tape storage like that. It just really excites me for some reason. So yeah, I mean, they're not asking top money for one of these. Overall, it doesn't actually look too bad. It's a pretty good, usable one, I should think. Around the same kind of money is this 1952 Rarity RMB with the 2.5 litre engine. Again, it's not perfect. We can see sort of some patina on top of here. But again, this car is really old. It's over 70 years old. And it's estimated between £8,000 and £9,500. So similar to that BMW. And again, so do you choose the E30 convertible or the Rarity RMB? Yeah, that's an interesting choice, isn't it? Goodness me, a real rarity here. 1968 BMW 2000 CS. Right-hand drive, original UK supplied. Again, similar money to the Riley and the E30 convertible. £8,000 to £11,000. If this was a 3-litre CSL, it would be, well, quite a lot more, I think. Let's see if we can open up and take a look inside this one. It's very kind of typical mid to late 60s sort of luxury interior with sort of big slabs of wood and things, and very simple looking dash, but luxurious. I think the styling of this is really nice actually. Someone's put some fog lamps on that, which is very sensible. And we've got twin reversing lights as well. That wasn't sort of given back in the day. I mean, yeah, the paint is really flat. It's obviously not been restored for a long time or anything, if it's even been restored at all. But that's it's a real rarity, isn't it? It's particularly a UK right-hand drive one. 1999 Jaguar XK8 4-litre V8 convertible. Again, £8,000 to £9,000. Lots of cars in the same sort of price bracket. This is a 99. So we do have in here a cream leather interior with wood. Gee, this looks really nice. This looks like it's been kind of on a plastic wrapper or something. Parking sensors is very sensible. Yeah, that's quite tempting, isn't it? 1995 Bentley Turbo R red label in dark green with a beige leather interior with wood and piping. Does this get any better, viewers? Now, the paint's not perfect. I've just seen sort of bits of imperfection, but I mean, this car is estimated, and I cannot believe this, £6,000 to £7,500. I'm just going to open the door and see if it's got a nice smell. Goodness gracious me, viewers. This is about as good as it gets, isn't it? Wow. That's very tasty indeed, viewers. The action of the door closing is wonderful as well. 1965 Jaguar EType Series 1 Roadster. So it's in very good condition. Well, it looks like it to me. Looks like the interior is very recently been retrimmed on this side. So it's been imported, hasn't it? Whole weather radio should go, never mind, just a bit of work to do on the level. Let's not fall over this ramp view, let's be careful. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's early 4.2. If it was sort of right-hand drive and everything like that, it would be worth, you know, considerably more. But you know, that's just lines of this. It's wonderful, aren't they? Lot number 1, 2, 3. First, for a couple of Rolls-Royces. This one is absolutely and utterly enormous. It's a '67 RollsRoyce Phantom 5. I can barely get it in the camera. I'm going to have to go right back to actually have any hope of getting anywhere near the size of this. Look at that. Ex-presidential limousine from Pakistan. 2 previous owners in this country. Estimate between £60,000 and £75,000. We've got a light on top of there. Oh, viewers. Interestingly, the driver's cabin is blue leather, but the passenger cabin, we'll put that there. Look at this. Do you want to be chauffeured in the ultimate beige leather interior with wood and piping luxury? And have 2 little jump seats, I think, there as well for anyone else to join you. Well, this is your car. Stereos in the back there. I think these switches for even pulling the door shut and things like that. That is that's quite something, dears. Wow. Lot number 132. This is a 1931 Ford Model A Coupe. Have we seen this before, viewers? Someone in the comment section below tell me if we have. I think that's the water temperature sort of in the middle of there or something. Estimate between £15,000 and £18,000. Got a little dicky seat in the back of here. That looks in very nice condition actually. It's got some very early brake lights on it. Gosh, there's not a lot of room in there, is it? You're out to the elements too. It's not maybe the best for passenger comfort, but never mind. What is this XJS still doing here? 1993 XJS Convertible facelift, 4 litre, recently recommissioned, £12,500, with of course a beige leather interior and wood. It's one of the airbags, so it's not it's quite a celebration was the one right at the end, but that is that's rather nice. I mean, problem is we've got this and we've got this, and yeah, I think I prefer that, to be honest with you. But it's you know, very good and very good, isn't it? 2000 Saab 93 SE Turbo Convertible. It's the hot turbo, HOT high output turbo, headlamp wipers. Again, we might have seen this before, or I might be mistaken, but £2,500 to £3,500, especially with an automatic gearbox, doesn't seem too bad to me. I have driven one of these actually. It was a convertible, and it was yeah, it was pretty good. I would personally have the 3-door hatch if it were maybe a bit more practical, but you know, Saab convertibles are a bit of a thing, aren't they? Which have got some wood on the interior. 1987 Mercedes-Benz W126 420 SEC. This is a V8 S-Class Coupe. It says sand leather interior, £7,000 to £9,000 this one is. Doesn't seem like too much money really for something like this. This is how much car you get. It looks kind of cream on camera, but that is a beige interior, viewers. A very beige interior, a very nice one. Yeah, I mean, I don't particularly have a use for something like this, and we can see we need to sort of replace things like that in the back. But it's very nice, isn't it? Final lot of our little shambolic shuffle around here. And maybe we save the best till last. 2001 Aston Martin DB7 Vantage V12. Quite late for a DB7, and that looks really nice. It's not like a dark green, it's like more like a mid green, but it does have a beige leather interior with wood and piping, which is exquisite, isn't it, viewers? Still got those Mazda 323 rear lights, but I don't know because I like those anyway. 19 to 22,000 pounds. Is it worth it, viewers? Well, I suppose you'll have to find out on sale day, which is on the last Saturday of the month. Anyway, thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment below, and we shall see you again very soon for more incorrect information.